Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, wherever you may be around the world. I am Marcus Holmes, the HR Passion Guy, the Love and Stuff activist, Mr. Gratefulness, you name it. And I hope that you will click share for this brief roundup. I am, as I said earlier the week, holding most of the roundup until tomorrow, which is uncustomary. But it is the close of our 7 weeks of the Gratefulness Challenge, and it is a fitting close because this week we have done a Gratefulness Challenge around mothers and the grateful lessons that we have from our relationships with them. So, will you click share and tag someone to join us in the discussion? We will be brief, but we will be in discussion today. And I am live via Restream on LinkedIn Live, on Facebook Live, on the Marcus R. Holmes page and the Love and Stuff page, on Twitch TV, on YouTube events as HR Passion, and on IG Live. So if you're on any or all of those platforms, drop in the comments a word about your mother and Mother's Day. And so tomorrow at 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will culminate our week and our 7-week challenge with a special tribute to mothers. We've asked some of you across communities to share with us your videos and special tributes to your mom. And a number of you have responded, and we will be sharing those video clips and moments on tomorrow at 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you would like to do a special tribute to your mom, please join us at that time at 4:00. We'd love for you to give us shouts out, and we may have an opportunity for you to come live and give a special tribute to your mom. Gratefulness about mothers. And so our Gratefulness Challenge emanates from our Gratefulness Journey Everyday book, which we are proud to be the author of our first book, The Gratefulness Journey Everyday. What are you doing in the next 30 days to transform your life? This book emerges from my personal journey through loss, and it is predicated on a principle about gratefulness, that you have a right to have all of the experiences that you are having in life and to sit in the center of those experiences for however long you need to. You have the right to grieve as deeply and as long as you need to. But a sage woman named Princess Irene Holmes, who happens to be my mother, gave me some advice one Thanksgiving Eve around 2012. And she said, you have that right to grieve, and you should grieve as deeply and for as long as you need to. But you must also reserve the right to be grateful for and take inventory of everything and everybody that you have left. Those words still resonate with me. As a matter of fact, the hairs on the back of my neck, I know what you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about, right? Are raising now. Those goosebumps are raising now when I say it to you, because I found it to be so true. And so our gratefulness journey comes from the experience of our life through grief, and how it has helped us to have a quest for more grateful living. And so we decided to do a gratefulness challenge, a 7-week challenge. And tomorrow officially ends that 7-week challenge. And then we'll move on to the next leg of our challenge to this grateful living, which we believe will help to awaken your thoughts about self-care. And we'll be talking about that more in the coming weeks, and how you can join the Gratefulness Challenge around self-care. And so, thinking of my mom today, she passed away in 2014 in December. And some years on Mother's Day, because she loved, loved, loved being a mother more than she loved anything else, I think, in this world. She loved the role of mother. And it's one of the reasons I think she extended herself to more than the children that she birthed. She extended it to countless others in the neighborhood, countless others in the community, countless others in our church and ecumenical community, if you will, because she believed that everybody needed to feel and experience the love of a mother. And I am so grateful to have had such an outstanding mother. And I'm sure you feel the same, many of you, about your mother auntie, big ma, TT, my dear, grandmère, whatever the name of affection and term of endearment you have or had for your mom, grandma, or surrogate mother. And so, of the many lessons that I'm grateful for, and this is just over time, anybody have a mom or mother that loved to cook? And I don't mean just cooked. My mother loved to cook and she put preparation into her cooking. And as a working mother, she sometimes prepped meals days in advance and put them in the refrigerator or put them in the freezer. And at times she did them fresh. She did chicken and dumplings, did the dumplings by hand and did them fresh at times. But she loved cooking. And one of the great memories of many, a bank of memories, if you will, that I have about my mother is she loved to hum and sing while she was cooking. Now, I will admit, my mother is not, if singing is a gift that you can get through hereditary, I did not get it from my mom. She was not a good singer. My dad was a great singer, and I didn't know that as early on as I probably wish I had. But my mom loved to sing and she would hum the hymns. And I think I have to in my gratefulness journey series that will come when I'm talking about parents. I think I'm going to have some work in there about humming the hymns. My mother loved hymns. And so she'd go around the house and she would be cleaning and she would be cooking and she would cook and clean and she would fold clothes and wash, you know, how doing all of those things. And she would be humming. And she loved this one hymn called Trust and Obey. When you walk with the Lord in the light of his word, what a glory he sheds on our way. While we do his good will, he abides with us still and with all who will trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. I know those words not because I read them in the hymnal, even though I have. I grew up in a church where we used hymns quite frequently. I know those words because here at home, in our home, my mother sang and lived those words. And I'm grateful for a mother that modeled out for me love, trust, and obedience, who modeled out for me discipline, compassion, and forgiveness, who modeled out for me great meals and the great love that's required to go in them. And as I share that with you, thoughts and feelings of gratefulness are running through my body. And the more that I can sit in it and the more that I can leverage it, harness it, gives me power, clarity, and strength to navigate the current world and circumstances. And I want you to tap into that same power, that same leverage, that same feeling of energy that you can use that can build up your confidence, build up your resilience, build up your endurance to be able to deal with anything. I'm not sure that my mother knew that that is what was going to be one of the outcomes, but I sure know that I watched her model out everything that I've just mentioned to you. I had watched her model out resilience. I watched her put love on the line. I'd watched her go to the wall for her family. I watched her be a mother hen in the community. And all of those things, I think, were an outpouring, an expression of an inner rather gratefulness that found its way on the outside and was a contagion and manifested throughout everybody that she touched. And I want that for you, my friends. I want you to have that power of gratefulness. And that's why we did the 7-week challenge. And that's why I think it's so important that you understand that this gratefulness is not just some warm, fuzzy, make you feel good. It is energy, it is transferable, it is powerful for you to use in your life today. There are so many uh, things that we read about and hear about in news and other places that tell us about the state of the world and tell us all of the negativity. You and I should have something that we counter with that. And I believe part of that is gratefulness. And so I invite you to join us tomorrow at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we celebrate mothers, and we do it from the gratefulness of our heart. Many have again answered the call to share individual tributes to their mothers and to their family, the women in their families. And we will play those live at 4 o'clock p.m. right here, whether you're on IG Live, whether you're on YouTube events, Twitch TV, Facebook Live, LinkedIn Live. I think I said all of the platforms. If you're on any or all of those, it will be live at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. If you have, like me, a mother who is an angel on the balcony of heaven cheering you on, and Mother's Day and Mother's Day weekend brings you great sadness, you almost don't want to see it come, I invite you, I challenge you to share with us tomorrow afternoon at 4. You know, I've talked to many people, my friends, and some of them are saying, I just don't have the strength or energy to get through this day. And I want to challenge you. It is tough. There have been Mother's Days that have been like ground zero, like the first Mother's Day without my mom. And I have had to sit in that, which I want you to do. I want you to sit in the deficit that is the loss. People say, you haven't lost anything. People that say that don't really understand. You didn't lose it like a coin. The loss, LOSS, is a deficit in your life. When you lose love, when you lose the presence of someone, that's a deficit in your life. You should sit in it. And you have the right to sit in it for as deeply and as long as you need to. But I challenge you. You must also reserve the same right to be grateful for and take inventory of everything and everybody that you have left. And I want you to understand that everything part. The everything is more than you lost a house because it was foreclosed upon, or your house was tragically impacted by a fire and you now have an apartment. That is the thing you have left, right? But you also, in having a deficit of the human experience where someone is physically absent, they have passed away, what you have left is the thing of the memories, the powerful, positive, potent, powerful memories of that person or those persons that you can unlock from your memory and bring forward into your current reality so that you can savor them, sit in them, relish them, and use the energy to give you strength and resilience to move you forward. You have the right to do that, you know. You have the right to remember Big Ma or Mama's apple pie or peach cobbler or sweet potato pie. You have the right, you know, to remember Mama's apron, to remember her house shoes, to remember how she smelled when she was in the kitchen, or how she smelled when she was getting ready for church, or how she smelled when she was going to work. You have the right, you know, to smell her perfume and to remember her lipstick and to remember her voice. You have the right to call those memories forward and savor and relish them in your current reality. You must reserve that right to take inventory of every memory you have left. And you reserve the right, my friends, to rehearse those memories until you find comfort, peace, and joy in knowing that you were blessed with an awesome mother. Join us even if with tears. Join us, even if with grief. Join us, even if with pain, tomorrow at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I guarantee you that it will lighten the load and remind you that, my friends, you and I have so much for which to be grateful. Take good care of yourselves, friends, and remember, as you celebrate mothers, whether they are here, near, or far, that there are lessons that you can live in the moment, and your gratefulness can help to power your life. I'm Marcus Holmes, the HR Passion Guy, the Love Activist, Mr. Gratefulness, or just simply Marcus. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope that you will drop in the comments your tribute to your mother, and we would love to share it with those that will be there tomorrow. Take care and be well.